Sadja failed in the Gorian desert.
Oh, right, we're back here. I forgot about these guys.
She had the mask, and she knew the name of the Djinn of Time. If the wearer of the mask speaks the name of the Djinn of Time, he can retrieve things past. But Sadja didn't waken the Djinn. Why not?
I don't know.
She was devastated. It's not all that hard. You just have to put the pieces together. I wonder if Geron's awake yet.
What? There's Geron there. Wow.
I can see mountains from the corner of my eye. Are we that far north then? Close to Raven's Peak?
Oh, is this? Oh, this is where we started. Oh.
They're too far away, but they do give me a good idea of where I am. All I can hear is the crackle of the fire. As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. I still don't understand.
That's alright. Neither do I.
I now know that they can see me and hear me, but it won't do them any good. So this is where the staff took them. Fahi! Fahi! I wouldn't be surprised if he just screams at me as well. Help me! Help! Hollering is futile when you can't talk. If only I could draw attention some other way. I'm cold. I wish someone would push me closer to the fire. The smoke rises into the sky. I now know that they can see me, but it won't do them any. All I can hear is the crackle of the fire.
Ooh, lamp. Oh, it's a power accumulator.
I can't reach it. How could I? The astral accumulator from the school. Brighter. Brighter!
Ooh, I still have my knife. And Nuri's necklace. And I have a repair destroy. Oh, break this.
Geron? Geron, can you hear me? I think I've solved the riddle. It's a little complicated. There are so many little pieces. There's only one thing missing. And then we can finally complete the story. Then I'll ask the staff to change you back. I promise. Can you do me one more favor first? Sadja's ruby has a crack. You need to repair it. Can you do that for me?
Where'd you get Sadja's ruby again? Oh yeah, it was on the...
Please, Geron. Repair the ruby.
That's priceless.
The story is almost over. Thank you. And now let me try something. I pray to the gods that I'm not mistaken. Vedan faskedan, esplas te quatan, humurilor gras, ferogoran, hilbemutir gerol falan, juntir quatan feluntir.
It's easy for you to say. Ooh.
Geron? Are you still there? If so, then you should be able to cast the staff's first spell. Please give me a sign that it worked.
Where is the staff? Cool.
I was right. Thank you. Thank you, Geron. Oh, you're probably wondering where you are.
No, I have a good idea.
The staff created this place, a burial chamber of a mogul in the middle of the Andergastrian forest.
Oh, it's
Isn't
not
that
the actual...
impressive?
Leave the
I see.
mask and come to me.
So that's
He's
not the
here.
first place.
I'll be right back.
Brighter. Brighter!
Don't go away!
And I get left behind again. Nuri.
Now what? What's this one for? Send vision.
Sadja's spell doesn't work here.
Oh.
Sadja's spell doesn't work here.
Then why have I got it? Oh, Nuri's necklace.
I'll try to send Nuri a vision.
Ah, okay.
I can send Nuri to the mountain and then have her follow the course of the brook from there. But how would she know where to land?
Okay. So we'll try that again. To the mountain. The river. Fire.
That's it! I'll send Nuri to the mountain and then along the course of the brook until she reaches the fire. I hope it works.
Wow, that was quick. Oh.
Thank the gods. I'm starting to remember something.
Oh, how to change her. Oh.
I know how I can transform myself back. All right, here we go. No, no, I'm too weak. The mask doesn't have enough power left to change me back. It was all for nothing.
No. There's enough to change her back.
I don't know.
No? Buffet.
I'm too weak. The mask doesn't have enough power left to change me back.
How about the power accumulator? Is that not...
As far as I remember, the spell only works on living beings and petrified ones.
So how do we get to the...
The spell doesn't appear to... The spell doesn't appear...
Stop!
No, I'll leave it like that.
Okay. Send a vision. Legendary. Power accumulator. Geron. This. I don't know.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't. Poor Nuri. Poor Geron. Should I try something else? Geron. Tomb entrance. This thing. Inscription.
Either I wasn't clear enough, or it doesn't matter to her.
Okay. So there might be something? Oh, herself. Nuri. Get on the power accumulator for Geron. Oh. Oh. She did it. So, cool.
Oh, finally. Fi, is everything all right?
Oh, yes. My stiff old bones haven't felt this young in ages.
Thanks, Nuri.
Who are you?
That doesn't matter now. Will you promise to wait for me here?
All right.
I'll be right back.
I guess we're going in. Yeah, why not? Let's go in. So what's going to happen now?
It's been 450 years
Oh,
since
yeah.
I, a
Doesn't
talking
time
staff
fly?
with no memories, kindled the light in my prison and saw a strange woman who would change my life forever. Her story began in this chamber, and between these walls we will end it together. Merhaba, Geron. Welcome.
You were able to free yourself.
What does all this mean? Where are we?
Ask him.
It
Indeed.
means you're the princess.
After me. You should know that I've waited a long time for this day, and would not like to wait much longer. But if you have a great many questions...
What's going to happen here?
So you still haven't figured out why I sent you my memories? Why you're here?
Tell me everything. Why not? We've come this far.
I am here because Fahi promised to change Nuri back into a fairy if I helped him with a little riddle. No one said anything about ensouled magic staves, flying fortresses, and strange dreams.
Life is full of surprises, isn't it?
Ha!
You laugh, but I wouldn't have believed that one day someone would rescue me from my dungeon, that I was to climb mountains without legs and wrestle without arms with demons. I would have laughed if someone had told me a princess will appear to you and, despite your strange form, show you the greatest wonders of the world. Oh, how I would have laughed!
Okay, but that doesn't explain why we're here.
You know that Sadja and I were separated. Our golden time together came to an end. When I finally found a way to leave the Gorian desert, centuries had passed. I wanted to know if Sadja had done it, if she had become the great heroine she always wanted to be. I wanted to hear how her name was whispered in the streets in awe. Sadja al-Kabir, Sadja the Great, the heroine who once... But no one had ever heard of her. So I continued and expanded my search. I wanted to know what happened to her after our separation. I followed her trail back to Draconia. I found the Adept's journal and the Djinn of Times' mask. But Sadja's real fate remained a mystery to me. Finally, I met Fahi and asked him to bring me here. A man named Ulrich had taken her ruby from Draconia and brought it to Undergast. He sought the mask in order to bring back his deceased wife, but he found only the gemstone.
Is all this really important?
Go on, go on. I don't want to keep it short. Tell us at this stage we need all the
Why
story.
did you need the ruby? Why the mask? Why all of this?
I wanted to bring together all the relics surrounding Sadja's disappearance and finally understand what happened to her. At least I would know what happened to her. She deserved that. There was only one problem. I'm terrible at riddles. That's why I needed experts to help me, who could understand every detail, who could be prepared for today.
Prepared? To do what?
To be able to tell Sadja's tale to the end without making a mistake.
Does it matter how she died? She's dead. We can't change that.
I'll have a bit of compassion.
You will determine what happened to her.
I don't understand.
The Garden of Oblivion, Geron. I read the journal to the end. After her return, Sadja went into the Garden of Oblivion and never came out again. Nothing that happens in the garden has actually happened until someone talks about it. Outside the garden.
And since Sadja has been forgotten since that day, her fate has never been told, and thus never completed.
Is she still in there then?
I never did understand the garden.
Geron, the events in the garden have no effect on the outside world, as though they never happened. Only once someone convincingly tells of those events do they become true.
But if it turns out that they lied, or were mistaken,
then Satanav's invisible hand punishes them for their sacrilege.
that's why we mustn't make a mistake. I think I've explained enough about our wondrous meeting.
Are you ready, Geron?
Just a moment.
No. Nuri, the riddle at the entrance, Fahi's role, bride of Satanav's punishment. All right.
At the waterfall, you promised to change Nuri back to her old form.
And I will, but first, we must complete Sadja's story.
What about the inscription on the burial chamber?
You mean the stone and the scarab? Fahi believes that the inscription is the key to everything. But as apt as his intuition may be, in this case he's mistaken. The riddle is apparently only a strange jotting on the margins, a random blemish on an otherwise monumental painting.
So you made us worry about...
Sadja was taken to the burial chamber to read trivial inscriptions, and, as proud as she was, she refused, that's all.
Rubbish.
What's Fahi's role in all this?
Fahi is a man of many talents. He has a feeling for tales, and he's good at solving riddles. In addition, he had a wagon and a tent in which I could hide on my long journey. He is helping me solve the riddle, and in return, I protect his business from looters. That is our agreement.
So he's actually harmless.
Fahi is the most harmless man I've ever met in my 3,000 years. I was sorry to petrify him, but it was the only way to save him from your fellow citizens.
Why are you here, Brider? Sadja's story doesn't have anything to do with you.
And yet she witnessed
Geron,
the visions, didn't
There's
she?
nothing left for me here. I'm a deserter. My own comrades are hunting me. This is my only refuge. Please, even if you still don't understand, let me bring it to an end.
I'm sure everything will be fine again.
The world will never be as fine as it once was.
What if one of us ends Sadja's story and is wrong?
If Satinav learns that the tale we tell can't possibly be true, then he'll make it unhappen and declare the teller guilty of sacrilege.
Don't worry, Geron. We won't make a mistake. I've thought everything through very carefully.
All right.
Oh, good. I'm glad
Then
someone
put the
has.
mask on the bust of my old master and let us begin.
What? Is this your old master? Wow. Can I save? Okie doke. So, put the mask on the bust of his old master.
Thank you, Geron.
You're welcome,
Are you
Stickman.
ready now?
Yes.
No. Okay, go on, I'm ready.
Let's get this over with.
Thank you, Geron.
Which of you will now step forward and tell the story to its end?
Brider. Oh, the staff should do it. Well, Brider... Brider's read everything.
If it's so important to you, then you finish it.
Thanks, Geron.
Very well. I'll now tell you of Sadja's passage into the garden, as it is written in the Adept's journal. Listen closely. At the end, you must tell me how the story ends. After her return from the battlefield, Sadja was only a shadow of herself. She had seen the horrors of the Nether Hells, an ocean of destruction and death. She was the only survivor, but the rest of the world did not care. Sadja's great dream had failed. She wandered the halls of Draconia like a ghost. She didn't eat, and she only slept when exhaustion forced her to. On the fourth day, a young adept saw her at the threshold to the portal. He asked her where she was going. It was cold in the mountains, and she could become lost, whereupon she answered,
I'm going to the garden to break my being.
The boy immediately ran to the air adept, but help arrived too late. When they entered the garden, all that they found was the mask and Sadja's ruby next to it. There was no sign of her. Out of fear of challenging Satinav, it was decided that they would forget the incident. No one was allowed to speculate about what had happened on that day. The mask and the ruby were taken to Draconia. The garden was sealed, and Sadja's fate was forgotten. Until today. Are you sure you don't want to finish the tale, Geron?
I don't know. Yes, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Then I'll do it. Sadja entered the garden. She had the mask, and she remembered the name of the Djinn of Time. She had come to destroy her consciousness, and there was only one way to do that. She took the mask, read the magic spell inside, put it on, and destroyed her memory. Then she disappeared into the depths of the garden like a soulless waif, and was never seen again.
It is done. I had always hoped it would be otherwise. But I was mistaken.
Are you crying?
Of course I'm crying. My princess just died.
Oh, well, I guess that's it then. That was the end just now, wasn't it?
Yes.
No. Since Sadja used the mask, her memories are now in the mask, and thus the true name of the Djinn of Time.
What are you doing?
Fadan feskadan es plastequatan, humuril gras ferel goran, hil bemotir kerul felan, juntir gatan filontir sodan.
That's right.
Nideti meta for imano iuti veda.
I've been awakened.
The Djinn of Time.
Tell me, child, what is your wish?
I'm sorry, Geron, but there's nothing left for me in this time. As if there had ever been anything for me here. There are no heroic princesses, no ancient tombs, no flying fortresses. Only endless honor guards, latrine duty, one triviality after another. When was the Golden Age lost? When princesses still dreamed of battles and the world was filled with magic. I wish it was all as it used to be.
Your wish is my command.
Bryda.
The girl is now gone. Her longing now rules over her existence. It is my task to fulfill that longing. To extinguish the gray present and bring the past to life again.
Alrighty then. Can we do anything? No.
Oh no. The forest is starting to change. What did she do?
Geron, come quickly.
Can I? Okay.
Geron,
Yes.
I've been thinking.
That's
Yes.
nice, but it won't help us any. Bryda told Sadja's story to the end. She had Sadja put on the mask and draw out all her memories in the Garden of Oblivion, so that everything has now happened exactly like that. And she read out Sadja's memories with the ruby. I mean, Bryda did that. And now she's possessed by the Djinn of Time. And
Calm yourself, Geron.
I'm supposed to calm down? We have to do something.
You're right, and we can only do something if we prove that Bryda was wrong, that Sadja did not put on the mask. You forget that there's still a part of the riddle we have not solved.
The scarab? As if a pointless riddle could save us all.
Do you have a better idea? Look around. We're in a copy of the burial chamber. Perhaps you'll find the crucial clue somewhere.
Oh
Bring it to
no.
me, and perhaps we can solve the riddle once and for all.
As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. I still don't understand. The trees have shaped themselves into stone, and the stone into an archway.
Sorry.
The trees have shaped themselves into stone,
And the stone
into an archway.
This reminds. Oh.
All I can hear is the crackle of the fire.
Okay. Here we go. The ruby. Ruby. No. I'm guessing then we've nothing else. Tomb?
Not yet. The Djinn of Time would immediately tear me to pieces.
Okay.
The Djinn of Time must have torn it off the mask.
So I'll give you the...
Search the burial chamber and show me any clues you find. Perhaps then we'll know what has to be done.
Okay, well, I have this.
All I found was the ruby.
Give it to me. Giacomo Nauta told me you were an amateur mage. Is that true?
Yeah, I can break things.
Well, I can also do a bit of magic. If I hold something in my hand, I can catch a glimpse of its past. That was the main reason the staff chose me as his companion, you see. Now, let's see what story this stone tells. Curious. When the ruby was found after Sadja's disappearance in the garden, it had a crack. And the reversal spell the Ore Adept had woven into it had vanished utterly. The mages had to reapply it completely. But there's more. I see a palace garden, and in it, 2 children.
I would
This
go to
is a
see it.
block from
Oh,
Mangbilla. My father gave it to me.
Oh, can I see?
There. And here, a ruby from the dwarf tunnels in the brazen sword.
It's so beautiful.
When I'm Caliph, I'll have all the treasures in Avestan gathered in my palace. Fazar will be more radiant than in the times of the great Moguls. My subjects will lie at my feet for all eternity.
You'll be a good ruler, Cassim. All the history books will tell of you.
Ha! Do you see the sign on my arm? It's the calligraphy of my sovereignty, the sign of my dynasty. The whole world will bow before this symbol. There are great times ahead of us, Sadja. Truly great times.
yes,
I
because
see
kids really speak
a
like
prince
that.
and a princess playing together. He's trying to impress her. What could this mean?
Oh, so they were siblings or they were friends? It's funny, I thought they were siblings as well. Oh, I don't know. Friends, maybe then? I thought they were siblings. I'll go with siblings.
So Sadja and the prince really were siblings?
Wait. There's more. Something's happening. A palace guard arrives.
So they're only friends.
Let
And
me
she's
go.
taken away. I see.
You're so pathetic. Isn't that how you like to be treated? Like the dog that you are.
At least I have my own teeth.
You please me, Sadja, more than I had hoped.
The prince is tormenting the princess. The guard holds her tight.
She's not really a
She's
princess.
at his mercy. But why?
She committed a crime.
Maybe she committed a crime.
They finally let her go. She remains alone in the courtyard.
Really? What are you doing? Are you tattooing yourself?
I'm writing my own dynasty.
Do you even know what the word means? Dynasty? You can't simply write greatness into your blood. You're either born with it or not.
I'll prove it to you.
Do you think you could ever be greater than I? You're amusing. Guards! Throw her back into the gutter where you found her. I'm done having my fun with her. Then fetch me a new girl.
Priceless.
Sadja wasn't a princess at all. She was only a poor girl from the streets.
So what?
I don't know. But...
What's so funny?
Don't you understand? The solution to the riddle. Sadja's words outside the burial chamber. It was so obvious all along.
No, I don't get it.
I still don't understand.
Why was Sadja taken into the burial chamber by the group of heroes?
Because she was a princess.
I thought she was.
But she wasn't.
Yes, she merely claimed to be a princess, and as such, she was supposed to be able to decipher the ancient inscription.
So
But
she
if
couldn't.
she wasn't, how could she read it anyway?
You'll have to come up with the rest yourself.
I still don't understand. Is it that she just didn't know it?
What did Sadja's past have to do with a stone and a scarab?
Geron, the real riddle was never the inscription itself, but rather Sadja's reaction to it. Remember, the mage asked, "What do you read?" And she answered, "I cannot tell you. It would change too much." Do I have to explain everything to you?
Yes, please. It would mean that I cannot tell you because I can't see it. Can't read
What
it.
did Sadja's past have to do with a stone and a scarab?
Geron, the real riddle was never the inscription itself, but rather Sadja's reaction to it. Remember, the mage asked,
So I have to pick the other one.
"What do you read?" And she answered, "I cannot tell you. It would change too much."
Oh, is that what
Do I have to explain everything to you?
is that what she read? I cannot tell you. Oh, yeah, I get it. I'll just say that.
Oh.
We were fooling ourselves. Now, go into the burial chamber and tell it to the djinn. Then everything will be all right again.
Okay, I have to save again. I get the feeling that when I go in here, I'm going to make a mistake.
Ryder, or whoever you are, come out.
Woohoo.
Why do you obstruct her wish? She's unhappy. She wishes to be back in a time where everything was still good. You, of all people, should understand that. But it no longer matters what you think. The ritual is almost complete. A new ancient kingdom will grow from the oak wood.
Not if I can prove that Bryda was wrong. And she was indeed wrong.
Sadja went into the garden, she took the mask, and she spoke the incantation. So did it happen, and so shall it remain.
It will. Listen, let me start at the beginning. Sadja entered the garden, she sat down and pulled out the mask.
Yes. Then what?
She looked into the mask.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. I haven't a clue what to do. And read the spell.
And read the magic spell.
Whereupon everything happened as Bryda already said.
Wait, I was mistaken. Sadja looked into the mask.
And spoke your name.
And spoke your name.
No. If she had awakened me, I would know about it. She didn't want my power.
Okay, so
She wanted to destroy herself. That's why she read the incantation. And
No.
everything happened as it now is.
Wait, she looked into the mask
and despaired.
and despaired in herself and her inability.
Why should she despair? She had my promise of blessed oblivion. All she had to do was read the incantation.
She
No.
couldn't. She couldn't do anything with the mask. She changed her mind. She couldn't read.
I'm sorry, Bryda, but Sadja wasn't as brilliant as you think. She felt persecuted and restless. She wanted to forget her own past and become someone else. She wasn't a princess, just a poor girl from the streets. And as such, she couldn't even read.
No.
Aww. Bye-bye, Bryda.
Forgive me, Bryda.
Wow. And here's me thinking, I thought, he kind of liked
That's
her.
that then. The riddle is finally solved. Why such a long face, Geron?
Yes, my friend? What plagues you so?
Nothing. Why are you so happy anyway? Sadja's fate proved to be false. You don't know any more now than you did before.
Very true. Very true. But perhaps not.
Oh, forget it. I'm sick of riddles.
Yes. Leave the dear boy in peace, Halef. Fulfill his wish, and let's move on.
Yes, traveling is nice. I want to go to the sea.
Wait just a moment.
It's up to you, my friend. Do you want me to change her back? But I can only restore her body.
Not her
her
memory.
memories.
Change her back. Go on. I would like to see,
I fought so hard for it. I want
Or back
everything
to
to be the
normal.
way it was.
So be it.
Finish line. Woohoo!
It is done.
Poor thing.
Nuri, can you hear me?
What's going on? Who are you?
My name is Geron. How do you feel?
Strange. I'm cold. What happened?
You're beside a fire. How can you be cold?
Come to the fire and rest. Then I'll tell you everything.
She's
Who you
right
are,
beside
where
it. What do
you
you want to
come
do?
from,
Get into
and
it?
What wonderful adventures the two of us have had.
Adventures?
It all began last autumn. Crows had attacked the royal palace, and King Evedon asked me to come up with a way to stop the plague. My search led me to a strange cave near a waterfall.
Aha. I'm guessing that's it.
And thus ends the tale.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Did you know that it would come to this?
Nope. No, I
Yo.
did not.
How can I know what you planned? And what was mere fortune? Until today, I would have sworn that the mask destroyed you. But that can't be. We know that now. Now, just so I don't make a mistake, there are only two possibilities as to what could have happened to you back then. The first, the more likely, has now proven to be false, which leaves only the second. I mustn't make a mistake. Here we go. When Sadja entered the garden, she had the mask with her, but no ruby. Yet, when the mask was found, there was a ruby beside it. Now, it may be that it was Sadja's ruby that was thrown into the garden earlier by the prince. But what if it was another? Oh dear. Oh dear. There's no going back now. Satinerve! I say that there was not one, but two rubies. The real one was lost. The fake was taken from the garden by the mages and is now here in my hand. Sadja couldn't read, but with my mask she could do magic. She could turn plants to stone. She could turn people to stone. What is a ruby, if not just another stone? There.
That's
Now
yourself.
to you, my dear. You descended into the deepest tombs, and you climbed the highest mountains.
He can bring her
You
back.
danced with wind spirits and wrestled with demons.
No. Oh, no. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash.
Abandoned by the gods, forgotten by time. Charizard, your time has finally come.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Chapter 8 complete. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this epic adventure. Hope you enjoyed it. There. Bye-bye.